Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Emily and today I'm going to be doing my November TBR, and this time it's different because I have created a semi new game for myself to do these TBRs and pick books. I don't even know what to call it. I'll have to think about it, but for now we're just going to call it my deck of TBR cards and roll with it. So I will insert clips in and out explaining what's gonna happen. So let's get right into it. Okay, so these are all of my 4 TBR card decks. Each one has like a different color and design on the front. Not all of them are finished though. Some will look like that. I want to go over which decks contain what kind of prompts. So for this one, we have like challenge prompts, so a book you've been avoiding, or 10 to 12 letters in the title. So those ones are just kind of ones that are going to make me think more. These ones are genre prompts, so fantasy or romance or sci-fi, so on and so forth. You get the idea for that one. This one would be colors, which just correspond to colors of a book cover. So for instance, we have orange. Some may have 2 colors, some may have 3, and most of them only have 1. Deck 4 are all books that I want to read before the end of the year. So at the beginning of next year, these will change. These are just kind of ones that I'd like to get to before the end of this year. Will I get to all of them? No, but I'd still like to read some of them. So for example, the Book of Accidents is in here and multiple other ones. So I'm going to, I'm going to go over the rules on how to play this card game. I will be rolling first 2 6-sided dice, and that will determine the number of picks I will choose. If I get doubles, I will choose 1 more card from the deck that I have pulled the least from that month. So let's say each of these I only pulled 3, and this one I only pulled 1. I would then, if I got a double, I would pull 1 more from this one. So that will only happen if I get a double. Once I roll to see how many pulls I will be doing, I will then use a 4-sided die, and that will determine which deck I will pull from for each pick, if that makes sense. So on my first pick, I will roll 4-sided die, and if it says 3, then I'll pick from deck 3, and so on and so forth. I don't believe I will be doing any punishments. I just want this to kind of be fun and easy, and I may change my mind later on. As for rewards, I have a few ideas that I could do for that if I finish all my picks for that month, but we will see. For now, I'm just going to keep it easy. Also, after I'm done picking all the cards and choosing all the books, I have my previous TBR jar, and this just contains the books that I haven't read from my other TBRs. In this case, since I started this channel, so September and October. I will add to it after each month if I have books that I haven't completed that were on my TBR. So initially I said I was going to pick a TBR drawer pick at the end, but I'm going to pick it now because I don't want anything to interfere with the prompts, and some of these books I do want to read this month, and I don't want to have to refigure out my TBR. So give it a good shake, open it. Go for this one, and that is, ooh, The Devil Makes 3. I'm so excited about this. I didn't get to it in October and I really wanted to, so I am happy that this one has made it on. The Devil Makes 3 is about a girl and a boy, and they find this book and somehow unleash the devil with this book, and this consists of them having to figure out how to put this devil demon thing back into the book, and that's all I want to know about it. The author's name will be right here in the picture. Sorry about that, but yes, I'm so excited for this. So now I'm going to shuffle these. There are some books in here that I really don't feel in the mood to reading, and there are some that I really want to get to, but We'll see. I think that's good. Alright. Oh, this is gonna be harder. So huge. I have so many prompts that I wanted to put in this deck. And I'm hoping eventually I'll get all of them. Okay, that should be good. So now we're gonna roll the 2 6-sided dice to decide how many I will be picking. So let's get a good roll. 8. Okay, that's a good number. No doubles, so that's also a plus. Okay, now we're going to roll the 4-sided die and see which deck we're going to be picking from. Okay, so number 1 is from deck 1. Favorite author. This is great. So for pick number 1, we got favorite author, and for that I'm going to be picking A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. I read the first 2 books in September, I think. Yeah, I think so. Didn't end up getting to this one or the others, so I'm adding this. Sarah J. Maas is one of my favorite authors and absolutely love this series. This is a reread because I need to read the novella and then the next book that comes after this. So yeah, I'm not going to go over what this is about. It's pretty popular, so this book. Number 2. Deck 2. Historical. Okay. Not what I was expecting, but we can work with this. So next pick I got was historical, and for that I decided to go with The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I'm taking a chance on this being historical, but I looked it up on Goodreads and it said that it was historical, and from the reviews I've seen of it, sounds historical. All I know is that Addie LaRue goes into the forest and she makes a deal at the wrong time of day and chaos ensues from there. So that's all I want to know about it, but I'm really excited to get to this one. Number 3, another deck 2 card, a retelling. I have to think about that one too. Next I had Retelling, which for that one I'm going to go with Within These Wicked Walls. Again, the author name will be right there. I'm really excited. This is a Jane Eyre retelling, and I read Jane Eyre last year, I believe. I also showed this book in anticipated releases. It came out in October, and I just love this cover, and it sounds so good. It has to deal with like exorcisms. I think this guy hires her, and but there's like more going on than meets the eye, I think. But again, don't want to know too much about some of these books, but I am very much anticipating reading this one. Number 4, another number 2 deck card, SciFi. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I am excited. I have the perfect pick for this one. Next we had another genre card, and that was sci-fi. For this, I decided to go with Between Frost and Fury by Channy Lynn Feener. I read the first book, well, I reread the first book a few months ago, and then I never continued. I read that in like one day, I think, but I never continued. This would also be a reread for me because I need to get to the 3rd book. But essentially we follow Delaney, and she goes to a party or like a club, and then she ends up getting kidnapped by aliens and taken off Earth, and she's thought to be this alien princess, and it's just so good, and it's so underestimated, and I don't hear anything about this series, but it's so good. Definitely got the YA tropies kind of going on in here, but I absolutely love this series, and I really need to read the last book, so time to reread this one. Number 5, deck 3, a white book. I have some white books that I could potentially read for this. Next one I got was white, so the cover has to have white on it. Majority of it has to be white. Anyway, or like a portion of it is what I'm going with. But for this one, I am going to be choosing To Break a Covenant. I recently saw Riley Marie put this on her TBR, and she made it sound so good. It's about this mine, and this girl's dad, I think, goes down and works in it, but like things are happening down there, and he's starting to like act strange, and there's like something with the town, I think. I don't know. It sounded so good the way she explained it. So I immediately picked it up, and I still haven't read it, and I really want to. So I'm hoping this month will be the month. Number 6, another deck 3 card, purple. Plenty of purples. Next, I got purple. So I'm stretching this one a little bit, but it is Within Ash and Stardust by Channy Lynn Feener. And as you can see, there's some purple, and this is like a bluish purple, and I'm going with it because I need to read this book, and what better time than to read it right after the second one. So I'm finally going to get to this, and I hope I love it. Number 7, another deck 3, black and blue. Okay, next I got black and blue on the cover. So it took me a little bit, and then I remembered that this book was coming out in November at the very beginning, and I'm so hyped for this, like unbelievably so. So this is Death by Laura Thalassa. I've been waiting for this book forever, and this is probably one of my most anticipated books of this year. So I'm really excited to get to it. This is the final book in the Four Horsemen series, and we follow Death, and I'm just, oh god, I just love it. And the way it talks about like why humanity deserves to be saved, and like reasons why it really doesn't, but these characters are all fighting to show these horsemen why they should let humanity carry on, and I just love it. It's so good. The romance, great. I think Pestilence is probably my favorite, but I have a soft spot for the rest of them. I actually have Pestilence right here, but I'm really excited to get this one on my TBR this month. And our last one, number 4, deck 4, so we'll be getting one from each at least. Aurora Rising. This will be a reread. So for the final TBR card pick, we got a books I want to read before the end of the year, and for that we got Aurora Rising, and this will also be a reread. This is by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I haven't read the second book because I heard that the ending was devastating, so I've just been waiting for the third book to come out, and it comes out this month, and I'm so excited to pick these up. I'm actually gonna try reading them or listening to them on audiobook this time, because it has a full cast of characters, and that just really like ups the enjoyment level. It makes the reading experience a lot more fun. So this follows multiple characters, misfits, pretty much everyone that was like left over for this like squad choosing ceremony, and they end up being tied up with this girl who was in a cryogenic sleep for like what, 200 years or something, and she was the only survivor on her ship, and there's like this mystery behind it, and was someone trying to get rid of the people on the ship, or what was going on? So there's a lot of stuff going on in this, and it's action-packed and fun, and the characters are all unique and diverse, and I loved it. So I'm happy to jump back in this world, reread this one, and finally get on to the second and then the third. So yes. So those are the 9 books that are on my TBR that I need to read this month, but I do have some other ones that I would like to get to. So obviously I said Aurora Burning, and then Aurora's End I need to get to. I would really like to get to Night Film. I'm hoping, it's only the 27th of October when I'm filming this, but I'm hoping to at least start this book, but if not, I want to read this one along with Vicious. I'd like to get to A Court of Frost and Starlight. and then on to A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas, to kind of catch myself up on that series. And then because November is my birthday month, I really want to read a favorite book of mine, and that is Under a Painted Sky by Stacey Lee. I've read this like 4 or 5 times now, and it gets better for me every time. I absolutely love it, and I will never get sick of this, but I definitely want to try and read this in one day on my birthday. I have the audiobook, and I love listening to it and following along, but this cover is beautiful, the story is beautiful, absolutely love it. Anything that kind of deals with like sort of Wild West vibes or Western vibes, definitely interested in. So there's that. And that is everything on my TBR for this month. I may or may not get to some other books, but my priority are the ones that are actually on my TBR, and then the others if I can get to them. It's been a little rough going right now in my life, with kids and my own personal problems and, you know, just different things, and with the holidays coming up, I don't know how much I'll actually get reading, really. I'm hoping to not be in this slump that I've been in the past few days for very long, so wish me luck. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like this video if you liked it, comment down below if any of these books are on your TBR, and subscribe if you want to. I would really appreciate it, and thank you for watching. Bye.